guys, this is 69Beats and welcome to my workshop. I'm recording this video to answer not one, but two of the most important questions in the universe. What the hell is this keyboard under the SP1 controller? And how did you make the samples play in a different key? Now, some of you might already know the idea standing behind it, since there's been a little commotion going on last time in the DJ scene because of that. Also, the one and only DJ Rafik explained how it's done on the Traktor side of the force and how he mapped it to his machine controller. If you didn't see Rafik's video, just go straight to his fan page, because he's not only talking about this, he also explains his whole setup and machine mappings, and that is some sick stuff that will blow your brains out. Anyways, if you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, don't worry, I'm here just to tell you how it's done and how I combine that with the other stuff that I do. So let's just start with the beginning. Some of you are asking me how I got this whole idea. Well, long story short, I'm a huge fan of tone plays. I did lots of tone plays using multiple cue points. But what had the biggest impact here was that I finished musical school playing piano. And I didn't really enjoy the fact that I can't play some melodies because of the limited amount of cue points. Or because of sounds that were totally out of tune and didn't really match the tone plays that I had on my mind. So as a former piano player, I started wondering, would that be possible to transpose a single cue point on a piano-like controller so I could play any melody that I want? Then I started searching for any tutorials about mapping the pitch or the key adjust knob in Traktor and searching for a piano-like controllers. And I found this tutorial from 2010 when a guy was using the keyboard to change the key of his tracks on the fly and to play the melodies with loops. If you are curious about this tutorial, just follow the link in the description and you can watch it and use it just like I did. Now, I also knew that it won't be a problem to add a cue point to every button, since Traktor allows you to add an infinite amount of comments to a single button. The question was, will that sound good or will it sound like some distorted crap? So I bought the cheapest piano-like controller that I found at the time, which was the first version of Korg Nano Key. I made the mapping using the tutorial I mentioned and adding a cue point to every button, and it did work exactly how I imagined. But I didn't really like the feeling of the buttons on the Korg because they were constructed like a keyboard on a laptop, and I wanted something that is more performance friendly. Then I found this baby. So here we have the answer. This little keyboard next to SP1 controller is a QuNexus by McMillen Instruments. It has these nice sensitive pads, just look at it. Anyway, if you want to know more about this controller, just Google it. You will find plenty of videos about it. They also have a cheaper version of this called the K-board, which is basically the same construction but without some of the features that QuNexus has. Now allow me to get back a bit and explain how this mapping works again. So as I said, it's all about transposing a single cue point. So every one of these pads is a cue point number 8 on the left deck. But the trick is, every one of these pads will turn the key adjust knob to a specific different value, which allows me to play this just like a piano. There is one exception though. Normally the piano would have a C note right here in the middle, but in my case the C button represents the 0 value of the key adjust knob. So this is the default key of the track that I'm playing. Every button to the right will take us full octave up, and every button to the left will take us full octave down. Just like the piano, and this is why I prefer a piano-like controller over 8 or even 16 pads, because this allows me to play literally anything I want. So let me just show you how it's done. Just play something, a sample or a full track, whatever you want.
DJ 69Beats, 3, 2, 1, let's go!
Set a cue point where you want to play a melody. You also can add some effect to that. And now you can play literally anything you want. You want to go for some classic hip hop? Next episode, no problem. You wanna be even more classic? For a list, little bit tricky, but no problem at all. You wanna go for some commercial stuff? Even playing Problem is not a problem. Or maybe you wanna try some festival banger like Bapu from Party Favor? Just go with it. To be true, learning melodies, it's not that hard that you might think. In my case, the hardest thing is finding the sounds that will actually sound good while doing this. Nah, you don't really want to do a tone play with that. Okay, so now you can see that finding a good sample to transpose is crucial here. But another not so easy thing to do, and in my opinion this is the most important thing here, is actually matching the sample that you found with the key of the track that you want to make a transition into. It's not always necessary, for example, when you make a tone play and just drop another track, but if you want to make a tone play with another track already playing in the back, you just have to do it. Otherwise, you will sound awfully out of tune, and you don't want to be out of tune. Okay, so let me show you what I mean with my Light It Up tone play that I made for this year's Red Bull Thre3Style competition. So I took Give Me the Light by Sean Paul,
Just give me the light,
and made a tone play to Major Laser's Light It Up. But the problem here is that the Light It Up drop starts with a different sound than Sean Paul's Light. So what we have to do here is match the Light by Sean Paul with the starting sound of the Light It Up. And when we try it, we will hear that Major Lazer starts with a sound that is a little higher than Sean Paul. Sean Paul is like bum, Major Lazer is like bum ba-dum, bum 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 bum. So what we're gonna do now, as we know that we have to go for a higher sound, we have to look on the right side of the keyboard. Now my method is repeating the drop and going one by one until I find the sound that is the same or the closest one to the drop. You can now hear that we're almost there. No, this is a little too high. And this is a little too low. So this is the closest one, and this is the button that we're gonna start our tone play with. Another thing is, I wanted the Sean Paul's vocal to sound natural, because pitched up like this, the whole vocal would sound really shitty.
Just give me the light.
So instead of making Sean Paul's vocal sound like a squirrel, I edited Light It Up a bit so it goes with some intro and then straight for a drop. And this intro allows me to make an intro with Sean Paul's vocal for myself and go from here to here. So I came up with this melody.
just give me the light.
And this is the place where the tone play kicks in. So the whole action here is I play Sean Paul's vocal and then just drop Light It Up intro with a cue point.
Just give me the light.
So now you know how I create my single cue point tone plays. I recommend that to everyone. This is a great fun and great way to practice your ears. Now there is one more reason why I like to have a separate controller just for that. It's because it allows me to play it along with other cue points on the SP1, just like I did in my chorus versus get busy routine. Or to combine that with the finger drumming, just like that. So yeah, once again, I recommend that to everybody. If you have any questions for me, just post them in the comments. I'll try to answer them as best as I can. Also, if you like this video, give it a like or a comment, or maybe even share it with your friends so they can nerd out with us too. 69Beats signing off. Peace.